Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jason and I'm your watch guy today. Today I am back with RZE. You know them by now if you've watched any of my videos in succession. I absolutely love this brand. Now it's run by a gent called Travis, and honestly Travis just outdoes himself every time he sends something to me. And this time, this one's an absolute bargain. And you can tell it's an absolute bargain because it's almost got 90,000 in funding already on Kickstarter. Yes, this is a Kickstarter piece and we have 24 hours left to pick one of these up. Available in multiple different colours. And one thing that I will point out before we actually get into the video, they've changed their packaging to this really nice little everyday carry type of pouch. I'm actually a big fan of it. I think that's pretty cool. They also provide you with some little Velcro badges. I quite like them myself. Now this one is a fantastic piece if you are wanting to introduce yourself to RZE. It's titanium, ultra hex coating, and it has their new rubber band on it. It's a beauty, and it's only $219 if you pick it up on Kickstarter, but you're gonna have to be quick because it's only available for the next 24 hours. So with all that out of the way, let me turn this camera around and let me introduce you to the RZE Valour 38. So this is the latest release from RZE. We all know by now that RZE are one of my favourite brands on the market. Probably my favourite micro brand, I'd say. Now, the one thing that amazes me about RZE is that Travis, the gent who runs it, obviously doesn't have a singular day off in the year. I don't know how many he's released in the last 2 years, but I feel like I'm reviewing one of these watches every 3 months at the moment. I mean, I absolutely love them. I just hope he doesn't burn himself out, because fantastic design after fantastic design must take a toll in the end. This is their Valour 38mm. It is a do-it-all field watch that is packed into a 57-gram package. Now RZE are also releasing a couple of updates with this piece. They have a Hexaflex rubber band to show off. As well as that, they have this new packaging. It's a lovely little carry pouch, and I think that it's nice to see them produce something that's a little bit useful for us watch nerds out there. Now 38mm is definitely a sweet spot for myself on wrist, and I think it will be for a lot of other people too. Let me talk to you about the price of this watch. So it is live on Kickstarter for the next 24 hours. I'm probably one of the latter people to review this on its tour. It's available on Kickstarter for $219. After that, full price, it's $299. Now for a titanium watch, automatic watch, I think that's a really good price myself. This is the white dial, however, they do have multiple other colours for you to consider. I'm always a fan of their yellow dials. I think it's just an absolutely beautiful, almost golden yellow dial on RZE pieces. So diameter of this watch, I have it in on the calibers are 38.1 millimeters here to here. It is 11.6 millimeters thick. Lug to lug comes in a very, very compact 45.26 millimeters. We have 20mm lugs on this piece, obviously fitted to plenty of different strap options, and they have included another one for me to have a look at. However, I did want to really emphasize this Hexaflex rubber because one, super comfortable, and two, it is a new proprietary brand for RZE, so I wanted to introduce you guys to that. So what is so special about this watch? Well, to me, RZE are really the front leader in the micro brand world of titanium watches, and this one is built in aerospace grade titanium with their proprietary ultra hex coating, which gives it a much longer standing protective coat to the watch. Usual titanium watches oxidize over time and become really easy to scratch. Well, not this one. It's super scratch resistant and it will hold up for plenty of years to come, which I think is probably the best part of this watch. It's going to withstand time along with yourself. Now, I obviously really enjoy the ultra hex coating and the titanium builds from RZE because of their lightweight features. However, the real draw for me to RZE is their no-nonsense approach to watchmaking. They make fantastic tool, field, and also dive pieces fit for purpose. This is a field watch, and I don't think you can really mistake it for anything else. Now, the angular casing to this watch is dramatic and absolutely beautiful all at the same time. The cutaways, the chamfered edges, it's just an absolutely fantastically designed watch. I love the massive chamfer to the edge over here that is also in a brushed finish, yet accents the rest of the watch so beautifully. I feel like the brushing on this chamfered edge here is much deeper than the sides and the upper lugs, and I feel like that really does give it a little bit of presence, that angle on the side there. It's almost like a miniature samurai for me. Once again, very angular crown guards on this side here. The screw down crown is fitted very well in between there. It's very well protected inside of there too. Now, there's an RZE logo on the tip, some fantastic levels of grip on that crown there. You'll have no issue at all with operating this piece. One pull operates the handset, and that is because this watch is packing the NH38 movement. That is the no date variant of the NH35. Nice to see RZE using the correct movement. Not every watchmaker does that. The bezel on this piece, this fixed bezel, has a presence of its own, with again some lovely angles and cutaways to the shape of this. It has an almost block style cutaway towards the casing itself, stands very tall and proud, and sits slightly above the casing itself. As you can see, there is a little tiny gap there, again accenting the rest of the watch very well. We have a sapphire crystal in this one with anti-reflective coating on the inner side. As we flip to the back, you can see that is a very simple screw down case back. That's usually what we get from RZE. No fuss on the case back at all, just the usual small specifications around the outer edge. One of those being the water resistance of this piece, which actually quite surprised me. This is 100 meters water resistant. I expected with the screw down crown a little bit more, but 100 meters of water resistance is actually quite good for a field watch. It's probably above the standard in the Swiss market. In fact, pretty sure that Hamilton packed theirs with 50 meters, so 100 meters is an improvement there. Now, as we dive into the dial itself, it is a very simplistic field style dial. We have the large Arabic numerals at the hour markers. They sit inside the indice markings around the outer edge. Now, very large black Arabic numerals, very hard to mistake them for anything else. Sitting on the inner side of the dial is those 24-hour markings, very synonymous to the field watch style. Around the outer edge, we have some off-white indices which match the handset. Between them, we have baton style, very thin hairline baton style minute track, which makes it very easy and legible, this dial. Very easy to read, and it's obviously a no-nonsense approach to a field watch. It's exactly what it should be. The numerals actually do have a really lovely block type feature to them. Again, lovely angles that play with the rest of the design of this watch. Down at the 6 o'clock, you can see the hidden RZE logo. Now, that isn't something that I've seen before. Obviously, they don't want to distract from the dial itself. It's very subtle and it's very out of the way. It matches the rest of the indices in colour also. Now, obviously, you want to see a loom shot for this, but first, let's have a little look at the handset. It's absolutely fantastic. I think that it's really, really well done. It's a block-esque sword style handset with a skeleton aspect to it with this broken up loom signature. And we have very large black outer edge to them also. That makes this a very legible watch, very easy to read, as I said prior, and that's pretty important for a field watch. Obviously, we want easy to read on wrist. It is completed by this arrowhead second hand, which is sweeping very nicely around the dial and reaches to the outer edge of that minute track, which is nice to see. Very well fitted. So let's get the lights out. Let's have a look at the lume on this piece. Okay, so everything down to the RZE logo is loomed. The handset itself is really bright, which is pleasant to see. Now the outer edge, the indices are a little bit more faded. Obviously we don't have a massive area of spread on those indices, which would be difficult to get a good lume signature on them. However, I would have liked slightly better. This is a field watch, so lume isn't going to be the most important aspect to it. However, from RZE, I usually expect a top standard quality. I just think that they've left too much of a small area to get a good spread on this one, unfortunately. However, that handset is fantastic. Okay, so moving away from the head of the watch, we move on to the band, and they are obviously very proud of this Hexaflex rubber band that they've included. They also have a NATO band to put in with these in the package. However, I wanted to show this one off because obviously it's new to them and they've done something a little bit special with it. RZE logo is printed throughout this one, or embossed throughout it, if you'd like. The strip down the center adds a little bit of style, as well as these chamfered edges. The block-like design to the keepers, again, keeps with the style of the watch and almost with RZE's style themselves. This titanium clasp with a ultra hex coating, again, nice to see. On the inner side, you can see that again, RZE logo, RZE logo. They are extra happy with this, I believe. So it is nice to see them. I mean, obviously they've created something that they like, something that they are proud of, and therefore they've stamped it everywhere with their logo, and I completely understand that. Also, quick release spring bars on these, which make for a nice easy switch between bands. Speaking of which, there we have it. The other band that I mentioned in the intro, or the other band that I've mentioned throughout the video, this is their NATO strap, and honestly, it is bloody fantastic. Fits really nicely, very soft, very well stitched, and it also has titanium ultra hex machinery on this. Let me get this on wrist and show you how it looks on my 6.2 inch wrists. You can tell when a NATO's done properly when you can very securely loop back round and strap it back in. It's just a really nice feeling band to have with this watch, as well as the rubber one. The rubber band is definitely a winner for me. In fact, let me show you how it looks on that rubber piece, because again, they're obviously very proud of that rubber band, that Hexaflex new fluoro rubber. Here we have the RZE Valour 38 on the rubber band. Again, fits very nicely. I think this would be my preferred option between the two band choices. I think that this one really does just give a really premium fit. So look, for $219, I genuinely don't think you're going to get a better field watch in this type of category. Fully titanium, ultra hex coating, really nice build quality. However, if I was to pick a field watch, it probably wouldn't be this one. And I'll tell you why. So I absolutely love this design. The casing is fantastic. For me, there's one big change that I would need to be fully in on this piece. And honestly, I was almost there. I really need the logo at the 12 o'clock. I mean, I quite like that they've gone full field watch and really dedicated to that no-nonsense field watch type of vibe. However, the logo movement is a step too far for myself. I would have much preferred it at 12 o'clock. As well as that, I would have liked to have seen a better lume on the indices. I think that would have really sold the watch for me. Maybe if they didn't go with the aged type of look, then they could have done that. However, maybe white on white wouldn't be the best option. Altogether, I think this watch is absolutely fantastic, and by the looks of it, most of you do too, because they have 80 odd thousand in funding already. You have 24 hours to still get onto this campaign. They're gonna break the 90,000 from what I know. So obviously, a fantastic watch once again. Travis just outdoes himself every time for me. It's just one of those brands. I can't wait to see what they do next. And I genuinely mean that every single time I've said it about them. And every single time he's brought me something even more fantastic. So guys, RZE's latest field watch. Again, Travis has outdone himself. Personally, this one isn't for me. And it is genuinely pretty much down to that logo. If that had a logo to 12 o'clock, I would be all over that yellow dial. I think they're absolutely beautiful. And as I said in the video, their yellow dials are almost a golden type of colour to them. And they really like the really vibrant watches. And not many other watches have ever really had that type of vibe with me. I've never really thought like, wow, that is the right yellow. It's a weird thing to say, but that's the only way to explain it. It's just the right yellow for a watch dial. Now, if you want to pick this one up, you're going to have to be quick. There's only 24 hours left in this campaign, $219. I think it's a bargain. Now, if you do happen to miss it, it is going to be available for $299 in the future in production. But we like to have a saving, don't we? So try and get on the Kickstarter as early as you possibly can before the time runs out. Thank you to RZE for sending this one in. I really do appreciate it. This one isn't a keeper. It is going back to Travis and onto other reviewers. I'm sure he likes to spread this around and get it in front of as many eyes as he possibly can. And I don't blame him because it's a fantastic piece of work. Thank you for watching this one, guys. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and I'll see you in the next one.